Welcome to Conversations with Dr. Dawood Vaid. Hopefully, these are mindful enough, and we continue our discussion on alternate schools. The idea of non traditional schools, schools which are beyond your regular brick and mortar classrooms. Well, I am for one a student of nature. I grew up in Andaman Nicobar, Jungli Ghat. My friends used to make fun of my state, my place name, which is today Port Blair, Sri Vijayapuram. And I really lived in a place called Lamba Line, where I studied from Vivekananda Kendra Vidyalaya. Not necessarily an alternate school for itself, but from the inspiration of Rock Memorial in Kanyakumari. You see, these are non-traditional places which pushes you to think. And because I'm talking so much about Sri Aurobindo's, in Pondicherry, there is of course another alternate school that I personally endorse a lot, which is the Isha Foundation of Sadhguru in Coimbatore. And very much in the same city of Coimbatore is Yellow Train. Yellow Train is, following the book, the Toto Chan, this Japanese girl who challenged the very idea of education. And yes, there is now a library though, a train bogie which is yellow in color. So if you start visiting schools across India, alternate schools does not just mean schools which have completely, in nature. Schools which are very traditional. There is Riverside in Ahmedabad. There is Glendale in Hyderabad. There is Fountainhead, Vardhan Kabra School in Surat. These are all IB schools, but they are amazingly beautiful. Well, let me run through a couple of more schools that you should know, and hopefully at some point you'll love to visit. More of holistic and nature-based school is the Sarang school in Kerala. I mean, how can I not talk about Kerala? It is a place, Attapadi, made by a couple. So the Sarang school is, a school teacher, no doubt, Gopala Krishnan and his wife Vijay Lakshmi, and they wanted to look at a school which is disregarding curriculum, textbook, syllabus, examination, and they said we want to foster intellectual growth. So there you have a Sarang school. There's another school called the Prakriti school. Well, I also love the Shri Ram school, which they also talk about Shri Parivartan and Shri Environment. That's the way they use the word for it. Shri Prakriti. But this is Prakriti school which has alternate pedagogies on connecting with nature. Talking about all of these alternate schools in these different cities and states, there is one in West Bengal called Level Field. Well, Level Field speaks about international cinema. And I like, every school has a little edge. And these are some of the schools that I talk about it. If you're looking at schools which are democratic and exploratory, there is a school called Be Me. Yeah, B-E-B-E-M-E, Be Me. So I want to be myself in Bangalore, where students learn to make decision making through workshops into them. There is Arivu in Mysuru. So Mysore, now we are going to Bangalore and Mysore, so we are looking Karnataka. Yeah, proper traditional schools, very good study-based approach out there. And two more schools quickly talking about, there is Anand Niketan. Anand Niketan is in Bhopal. It's a democratic school, where there is also an Eastern Public School, which I did some work. It's an IB school. I'm mixing a lot of schools that are traditional, and then there are a lot of value-based school. And finally, there is a school called the Platform School in Bihar, founded by Inderjeet Khurana. It provides education to the underprivileged student. So why am I excited about it? Because I run a school called the Golden Sparrow. And Golden Sparrow is a chain of micro schools across. We follow the NIOS, the non-traditional way, but there is entrepreneurship, life skills, SDGs, sustainable development goals are key integral part of what I do. Along with, I see Pragnya Bodhni School, a state-based school in Goregaon, Mumbai, run by Seema Sheikh and an excellent team. They were the first people to talk about SDGs. So every school has a unique proposition. What are you looking for your child? Perhaps it's the city, perhaps the location. Some of the schools are brilliant, they're amazing. Of course, a school that really, is in the news right now, and hopefully they will outrun the challenges, is Sonam Wangchuk School called SECMOL, Students Educational and Cultural Movement of Ladakh. Well, that's a school which is very popular, also called the Rancho School. These are non-traditional schools, and I have great joy in talking about schools that bring value, but also schools that are challenging the very notion that schools should be this way. When people come to Golden Sparrow, I had a parent come in, and it's because of micro school, I don't have a library, a dedicated area for library. There is DEA program or a lab area or a sports area, and they say, where is the school? I said, the school is the city. The school is the premise, the school is the mall where we exist, and it changes the way a child thinks. Today the students are flying sparrows, they may be small birds, they are giving competitions to the penguins and the kites across the world, because that is what I believe in a great school should do. So we've spoken about so many schools across. Why choose an alternate school? Why choose a progressive, non-traditional school? Maybe number one is experiential education. Your child is not going for a battle. That's how the mornings look like. Your child is going to enjoy a healthy day of interaction with peers. Why pressurize them? Number two, comprehensive development. The child wants to learn everything. They're curious. Let them learn about it. Number three, non-traditional. So thanks to AI, we are not writing letters ourselves. Why are you forcing your child? We teach them what plagiarizing is, and we teach them what originality is, and let them become. Finally, there is so much of community learning, entrepreneurship, life skills, trainers coming in. I think one of the greatest experience my students have is guests coming in. So some of the traditional schools I spoke about, I hope you benefit from them and make a bucket list to visit all the schools. Start with Golden Sparrow, Sone Ki Chidiya. I am your host, Dr. Dawood Vaid. You always can reach me out on my email. I'm very active on LinkedIn. Hope to see you, connect with you. Thank you so much.